Tonight, Las Vegas has legal street racing. The event you see on the right isn't new, but it is taking on a new purpose, with neighbors complaining of dangerous driving stunts on their streets, as you can see there on the left. Thank you for joining us. I'm Marie Mortera.
And I'm Jim Snyder. Glad you're with us on this Friday evening. Brett Forrest went out to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway to show us how triple-digit speeds could actually be making our roads safer.
On the strip at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. These cars have the need for speed.
Candles are lit. There we go.
Event Midnight Mayhem. Although these days it starts earlier.
Offer an outlet where they can come to a burnout in our secure area, make a run down the racetrack, have a time slip that gives them their time that they can brag about.
The drivers living their life a quarter mile at a time.
And it's a lot of fun, and we get to go as fast as we want, and it's all legal.
Goal to deter illegal street racing by giving these drivers a safe place to push the pedal to the metal.
Any car, any driver, all welcome to take part, as long as they're street legal, licensed, and registered.
350 people will show up, so that's 350 people that aren't racing around on the street.
Calling illegal street racing a genuine issue in the Las Vegas Valley, drivers and organizers agree Midnight Mayhem helps.
Right lane looking to hook.
You actually got a safe place to go where you can run your times and everything, not running in dirt and killing people.
Metro Police not available for official comment, but admitting they don't currently have full figures for illegal street racing. Though here at the drag strip, they know all about it.
100 people in their cars will block an intersection. We're hoping that with us having this program back, now that COVID allows us to do some things, have this back that will deter some of that.
Midnight Mayhem might help keep the streets safer, but at these high speeds,
Left lane gets our first 1397, 104 mile an hour.
drivers themselves are still taking a big risk.
At a certain speed, you have to have a parachute or a cage. A helmet is required.
All cars and drivers are liable for themselves, but the Speedway ready to help should the worst happen.
They take it just as serious as if this was an actual national or a racing event. So they've got medical out here on site. They've got tow trucks on site.
As the Clark County School District starts their 5-day pandemic pause, we're learning of more changes affecting school schedules next year.
At least half of the schools in the Clark County School District will see their class times change. Katie Munch learned why and spoke with parents who will have to rearrange their days once again.
Yeah, for some schools, the time adjustment is 10 minutes, but for students at Fong Elementary, their start time will change by more than an hour. I spoke to one parent who says she's exhausted with the constant issues within the district.
This week was very chaotic because it was just a new system to drop off children, and then we had the 5-day pause, and then yesterday they sent Chromebooks out, so I know that also put a lot of our families and our school specifically in a kind of a panic, wondering if this means we're going back to distance learning.
And now, mom of 3, Brenda Wee Wee, is trying to wrap her mind around the latest change to come for her 2 students who attend Fong Elementary.
The school is changing their bell schedule, and it's not just a 10-minute difference, it's a whole hour that our school is changing.
The mom of 3 says she and other parents find the constant changes challenging.
Very just overwhelming. I feel like that's all I can say at this moment, because I personally had just figured out a schedule for myself and my family that is working.
But the Clark County School District is still short hundreds of school bus drivers. In October, the district handed out bus passes, announcing some students would switch to public transportation to alleviate the problem. But it left students late going to and from school. CCSD Superintendent Dr. Jesus Jara says adjustments to school time should help. In a statement that reads in part, these changes will improve transportation service reliability and timeliness. I asked Wee Wee what she feels the district should do instead.
A real solution? I don't think there probably is one right now, until they give them pay raises and give them, benefits, and great benefits too, because they need it. They have their own families.
She also thinks school officials make rash decisions and is out of touch with some families.
Figuring out how they can really talk to families and getting to hear their struggles.
The change will affect 65 bus routes for more than half of the school campuses next school year. To check if your school is affected, you can head over to our website, news3lv.com.
Emergency medical technicians, or EMT crews, have been on the front line since the pandemic began, providing medical treatment and transporting sick patients. And still more than 2 years in, and they're still at it, saving lives, but it's really taken a toll on their staffing. Katie Munch explains why one ambulance company here at home is what it's doing to try to keep employees around.
Yeah, Community Ambulance is offering its current employees more time off and a pay increase and up to $10,000 in sign-on bonuses for new hires.
As the Omicron variant continues to fuel the COVID-19 surge, our emergency medical technicians and paramedics nationwide struggle to keep up.
It's a stressful time in the EMS industry across the board, and with the pandemic, a lot more responsibilities were added on to an EMS agency. For example, EMS agencies were recruited to assist in testing, COVID testing efforts, as well as vaccination efforts.
According to a survey conducted by the American Ambulance Association, turnover among paramedics and EMTs ranges from 20 to 30% annually. Ultimately, that's a 100% turnover every 4 years. A recent survey of more than 200 EMS organizations nationwide found that nearly a third of the workforce left their ambulance company after less than 1 year. Glenn Simpson with Community Ambulance says although the pandemic has added additional challenges, his team continues to respond to emergency calls on time.
We're responding upwards of 95% on time to those 911 calls, which is important to us because at the end of every 911 call, there's somebody that needs our help. And so we want to be there in a timely manner. We want to get the care that they need in that timely manner.
To keep up with service demand in Southern Nevada, Simpson says they're working on ways to retain and attract new employees.
We introduced a survey to find out what was most important to our employees, and among the top was an increase in pay. In addition to the increase in pay, there was an ask for an increase in time off.
He says this year, all full-time employees will switch to a 3-day work week, and they'll receive a 14% pay increase. Depending on the position, Community Ambulance is offering new hires up to $10,000 in sign-on bonuses. Simpson says the added incentives is already making a difference.
Since then, we've seen we've continued to grow in the team. Now we have well over about 450 providers here that make up Community Ambulance. Prior to the pandemic starting, we were at about 350 employees.
Community Ambulance is hosting a one-day job fair Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The company is hiring for several different positions in addition to paramedics and EMTs. For more information, we've included it on our website, news3lv.com.
Hi, everybody. I'm Reed Cowan from News 3 Las Vegas. We want to thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Remember, you can always see more of our videos by clicking on the video links. And also don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of our YouTube updates.